Alright, if we want to multiply these two fractions, we multiply straight across. And when we do that, we end up with 30 over 36. Now, I can reduce that. If you reduce that, there was an easier way. If you, instead of multiplying straight across, before you did that, you could have canceled some things top and bottom or diagonally, which would have made this a smaller number with less reducing having to be done. And the way I would have done that, I would have noticed, oh, the 3 and the 9. 3 goes into both those. This leaves you a 1. This leaves you a 3. And then I also would have noticed, oh, the 4 and 10. If I cancel those, 2 goes into both those. This leaves you a 5. This leaves you a 2. Because 2 goes into here, leaving 2. 2 goes into here, leaving 5. Now if I multiply straight across, you now have 1 times 5 over 2 times 3, which is 5, 6. Is that 5, 6 as well? Yeah. This is a lot easier to multiply. You don't have to reduce your fraction. So if you can cancel before you start, you don't have to reduce your fraction as much or at all. Where if you multiply straight across, you got to deal with big numbers and reducing. Alright. Number 2. When you divide, the first step is to flip the second one. And now you're going to multiply. Now when you multiply these, again, you can multiply straight across, get 10 over 36, but does anything cancel? These don't cancel, but these do, leaving you 1 and 6. Nothing else cancels. We end up with 1 times 5 is 5, 3 times 6 is 18. 5 18ths. Alright. That's multiplying and dividing. The same idea. It's just here you flip the second one. When you subtract, you got to get a common denominator. When you add and subtract, you got to get a common denominator. So what we look at is, what do 4 and 6 both go into? Now, if you just multiply 4 times 6, what do you get? 24. They both go into 24, but is there something smaller? And if you can notice, 12 is actually a smaller number and would be a little bit easier. So I'm going to make this a 12 on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to change 4 into a 12. What do I got to multiply this 4 by to get a 12? You're going to multiply top and bottom by 3. You're going to multiply this by 3 over 3, because 3 over 3 is 1. 3 times 3 is 9. To get this to be a 12 on the bottom, you need to multiply top and bottom by 2. 2 over 2 is 1, so you can multiply by it without changing its value. So 5 times 2 is 10. Again, we're trying to get the bottoms to be the same. And we multiply top and bottom by the same thing in order to do that. It's kind of like a problem-solving thing. Now when you subtract, do you subtract tops and bottoms? No. You just keep the bottom and then you subtract the tops. So 9 minus 10 is negative 1. There's my answer. Negative 1/12. Okay. Now, that would be my answer. I'm done. Cannot reduce. This one, I want to get a common denominator. Do 4 and 3 have anything in common? No. What's 4 times 3? 12. And, okay, 4 times 3 is 12. Is there a smaller number that 4 and 3 go into than 12? No. So, this one's just going to be 12 and 12. What are you going to multiply this 4 by to get a 12? 3. So top and bottom by 3. That would be 9. What are you going to multiply 3 by to get 12? 4. So top and bottom by 4. 2 times 4 is 8. My answer, when I add the tops, is 17 over 12. That is a good enough answer. If you want to, you could go one step farther. And how many times does 12 go into 17? Once, with a remainder of 5 out of 12. 1 and 5/12.